Hello and welcome to one more Rhino Roundup with new and exciting games that are live right now on Kickstarter. Today we're going to see some games that have found a way to fuse the physical world with the digital world, and we're also going to hear about dark fairy tales, about mage teachers, about blind wizards, about beasts balancing on top of each other, and about havens of gloom. First game to look out for, it's called Out of the Woods. It's created by American McGee, and it's basically a collection of traditional fairy tales adapted into a card game, an illustrated book, and a compilation of art prints. You'll see Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, and lots of other fairy tales, beautifully illustrated in a very dark way. The gameplay of the card game is simple. You need to get rid of your cards to get out of the woods. The last player holding cards is trapped in the woods and gets eaten by wolves. Basically, you match your cards to discard them and use actions to block other players. It's simple but intense, and it promises a cardstock of high quality that comes inside a custom design box styled as a dark fairy tale book. The next game reminds us of the reason why Kickstarter exists, or at least reminds me. It's fresh and innovative. It's called Beasts of Balance, created by Sensible Object, and it brings together the physical and the digital play in a very inventive way. Beasts of Balance is an award-winning game of dexterity and strategy. You have to stack magical creatures and artifacts into towers, either on your own or with friends. But whatever you add to the tower has a digital life of its own, which you can see through a wirelessly connected digital device. It is an expansion of the game Fabulous Beasts, created last year. It is improved and it includes also new pieces and a legendary beast, and introduces the battle mode. In battle mode, you control a god that uses the powers of its element to make your beast unbeatable. And you also have some digitally augmented battle cards which bring new and unpredictable powers, enabling a more competitive game between the players. Highly recommended if you like dexterity games that also require some tactics and strategy. Another game that launches a second improved edition is Argent the Consortium, with a new mini expansion, Festival of Masks. It takes place in Argent University, which is a fine magical institution where the players are faculty members of it, and they compete against each other for the chair of the new chancellor. The expansion includes updated miniatures, a revised rulebook and text on cards, as well as a new game mode. It is a worker placement game, but not in the standard sense. The mages use their powers to block one another, as well as casting spells, and there are features like the treasures that can shift the balance of the game in any direction. Like the first edition of it, it is a hybrid of American and Euro style play, with a big variety of powers at the player's disposal, but in very tight turns, which makes every single choice important and the gameplay interesting. The next game is Founders of Gloomhaven. It's a game about city building, tile placement, and action selection, set in the world of Gloomhaven. It's not an expansion to Gloomhaven, it's a standalone Eurogame for 1 to 4 players. The gameplay lasts about 2 hours, during which you have to combine your own resource tiles with those of your opponents in order to build prestige buildings that give you points. Every turn you play a card from your hand to perform a variety of actions, and there is lots of worker placement, hand management, and blind bidding. It's a competitive game, but the players must work together, which brings a very good amount of player interaction. Last but not least, the next game is described as a phygital game, which is a hybrid tabletop game with an app. And the name of it is Blind Wizard Brawl, and it's basically a micro deck building game with lots of spells. It's for 2 to 4 players and it's played under 30 minutes. You'll be combining it with the free app, which generates private characters, stats, and abilities to be used during play. The players get a secret wizard identity and start building their deck, which will contain 3 primary card types: Wave, Growth, and Blaze, which you can use to make endless combinations. With the help of the app, players will also have access to unique and hidden abilities that can change the flow of a game entirely. And that was it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.